In 1994, KEF released a new generation of its reference series speakers. The range included the entry-level Model 1, which is what I have. There was a Model 2, a Model 3, and the flagship of the range was the Model 4. All of the reference series from the 90s use KEF's now iconic Uni-Q array, where the tweeter is located in the centre of the mid-range driver. The Model 1 is a three-way design with a 165mm polypropylene cone mid-range with a 25mm fabric dome tweeter mounted inside that. And then for the bass driver, and this is a bit of a mouthful, 160mm or 6.5-inch pulp cone bass unit mounted in an interported coupled cavity bandpass arrangement behind the front port. So now I'll show you what all that means in photos. As well as being sold as stereo speakers for small to medium-sized rooms, KEF's marketing department also pitched them as speakers for use in home theatre applications, lending to them being magnetically shielded and such. This is a very well-built speaker, starting with the veneer, which is just straight off one of those big executive desks from the 90s. And it makes makes the same sound when you knock on it too. Everything on these speakers feels premium, right down to the knurled binding posts on the back, which are basically like little paperweights. I think the design element that stands out the most on this speaker is the grille, and I really hate to use this word, but I don't think there's a better word for it. It's voluptuous. It's voluptuous. It's curved in a voluptuous way, and I don't think I've seen that sort of voluptuousness on another speaker grille before, and it makes it really identifiable as a KEF reference series. Unfortunately for me, there are a few parts of my grille where the plastic on the inside has become quite brittle and started to crack, but that's hardly surprising given its age and the brutal Australian climate these speakers have been a part of for the last 2.5 decades. My pair also has a bit of peeling paint along the bottom, as well as a few obligatory scuffs and scrapes on the veneer, but I think overall they've held up very well considering their age. I've had mine for about a month now, after going in for repair to reattach the tweeter voice coil, which came apart when I was driving them back from picking them up. As you can see, the tweeter diaphragm looks like it's about 10,000 years old, but now they're back. And in my room, they are the best speaker I've heard so far. They're rated at 4 ohms, and the only 4 ohm amp I actually have at the moment is a Marantz SR9600 receiver, rated at 140 watts a channel. I know some of you will be sitting there now going, yeah, receiver? What are you doing? It's a receiver. That doesn't count. Shut up. Shut up. It's a good amp. It's a really good amp. First of all, these are not big speakers, as I will now demonstrate. They're only like 86 centimeters high, and I'm not going to tell you what that is in imperial because I don't know, and in this house we use metric. But despite their humble dimensions, the soundstage these things produce is just beyond their size. I had my pair pulled a fair way out into the room and about 2 meters apart, and the best way I can describe the soundstage is like a pyramid. So the center image where the vocals were sitting was about 0.5 meter higher than the top of the speaker. And then as we came out further to the sides, more of the mid-range, pianos, keys, synths, all that kind of stuff. And then the bass sat right at the bottom of the soundstage. It was really, really unique sound that I haven't really heard before on any other speaker that I've owned. The bass is not the deepest, nor is it the fastest, but I've heard as you step up the range, like the Model 2, 3 or 4, that problem is fixed. So it's just my little Model 1s. They don't really have the same extension as the higher end models of the range. They are without a doubt the most relaxing speakers I've ever owned. If I were to put it in a metaphor, let's paint the picture. Listening to these speakers is like cruising down the Amalfi Coast in a Riva Aquarama on an Italian summer day. You don't really care how fast you're going. You're just there to soak it all in and relax. And that's what the KEFs do. They let you soak it in and relax. However, due to its laid-back nature, this speaker is not a happy camper when it comes to rock music, electronic music, anything that requires a lot of moving around. This speaker is at its happiest with easy listening, jazz and classical. And if it is playing any of those, it is simply divine. It's amazing. A couple of standout tracks for me while I was listening were Penny Lover by Lionel Richie and Love Theme from the Blade Runner soundtrack. So, to conclude, these are the entry-level speakers from KEF's Reference Series lineup from the 90s, and yet they have no problem filling my medium room with a full soundstage. Bass extension could be a little better, but hey, I've got the Model 1s. I don't have the 2, the 3, the 4. Not like there's any for sale around me anyway. They're extremely rare here. They're not a Ford speaker. They're very laid back, easygoing, relaxing. And for someone like me who is like really sensitive to treble, I prefer that sound quality from a speaker just because I can listen to it for hours on end without going, oh, God, make it stop. It's so bright. No. These speakers, you could listen to them all day and be absolutely fine. And also, if you spend a lot of time listening to rock music or anything other than easy listening or jazz, you might feel a little bit shortchanged. But I got my pair for about $700 Aussie, Australian dollar. I think I'm going to keep these for a long time.